Hello, my friends, and welcome to the forest. Well, I guess I did this to myself because I asked for questions, and someone close to me decided to present a question that I would rather not answer. I thought that I was done with Christmas and all things related to Christmas, at least for now. However, someone decided to fire the question about the reality, the physical reality of Santa Claus. Now, if you want to get this deep and complex with me this soon in our relationship, you're going to have to buy me dinner because I am not going into this minefield with you alone until you at least sit me down and let me know a little bit more about you and what your intentions are. But since I solicited questions, since I asked you, and several people were nice enough to volunteer a few questions in my direction, I will make a stab at answering this one. Santa Claus. Let's look at the origin of Father Christmas, because Santa is more of a development, a reincarnation of Father Christmas. So let's go back to that. Let's go back to St. Nicholas. Okay, Santa Claus to St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas to Father Christmas. Father Christmas to some of the old Celtic gods, meaning guardians of a certain life wave, a certain tribe, a certain group of people who were trying to survive in a very harsh climate at a very difficult time of year. And this guardian assisted in that process and gave them support in the form of gifts to those who were deserving, and a little bit of a punishment to those who weren't. That punishment side of things getting spun off in a different direction to a different guardian whose purpose was to punish the bad. But let's stick with Santa. Now, is Santa real? Do I want to answer that question? Do I want to talk about the reality of four-dimensional beings within a three-dimensional or physical world, the Middle Earth that we live in? Do I want to point out Iris and George Owen, the Canadians who did the Philip experiment? Do I want to talk about how our belief system might shape the ability of four-dimensional beings who identify with certain descriptions that we might put forward? Do I want to talk about how that might manifest in our physical reality? Do I want to talk about how four-dimensional beings, five-dimensional beings can influence things in our reality up to and including certain very physical manifestations at time of need? Do I want to talk about how those beings might have certain times of year when they are more or less powerful? Do I want to talk about how those beings might inspire us and assist us in performing the tasks that we wish to do, especially if they are of good heart, especially if they are of goodwill, especially if they fit into the energy of that time of year in which these actions and these intentions are affiliated? Do I want to talk about the role that tradition plays in this and the energy that builds up over time, and particularly when people really want to believe or desire to know or want something to exist or want something to exist for themselves? Do I want to talk about how that can clear the way for energy entities to offer their support or blessings into a certain space and time for us if we are ready and willing to receive those blessings? Do I want to talk about how the belief of somebody who's unencumbered by some of our cultural conditioning, our cynicism, our lack of belief in ourselves, somebody who might be new to their situation in Middle Earth, someone like a child might have a much stronger ability to will energy to go in a certain direction and thus make certain things happen. Do I want to talk about that? I don't think I want to talk about any of those things. Not right now, anyway. Perhaps later when we know each other better, I'll be willing to venture forth into that slippery slope, that unsteady ground at this time of winter when things are a bit unstable anyway. Perhaps then I'd be willing to talk about it. But not today. So you keep safe and warm. And when I have a question that might better suit our current time period and our current relationship, then we'll talk. And welcome to the forest.